Alright, this is Calibos, and we're playing Stoneblock 2. So, we're in the middle of doing a process with our applied energistics, as in getting applied energistics. So we have annihilation cores, now we need formation cores. So we're going to come over here and see what we need for this. We need some Certus Quartz crystals, which should be relatively easy. Let's get rid of our iron really quick. Clear up a inventory slot. Actually get rid of our glass too. Make sure that it's doing this thing. So we now have formation cores. So at this point, our end goal is becoming closer to insight. We are trying to make, we need to do this and that and that. How's that going? We're trying to make the crafting terminal, which was our last one here. So that's going to, we have the calculation processor making, this is easy. We need the ME terminal, which is going to require an illuminated panel, which we have downstairs. So, one illuminated panel. Now you'll notice that there are bright, a regular, and a dark. Doesn't matter. The regular one is the one that you know how to craft. The rest of them are just, you know, you put them in the crafting grid and then pull them out. So let's get a little bit more wood. Make our crafting table. Let's go upstairs and get our calculation processor. Now we have the crafting terminal. So this doesn't really help us all that much without some of the rest of the gewgaws. Let's go ahead and look into some of those now. One of those is the storage bus that we were already looking at. Storage bus. Well, that would be this thing. So we need an interface, which is going to require this. So if we go back to storage bus, so we need 4 iron, and then we need 2 glass. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go back to our storage bus. There. We now have the storage bus. And then now, our interface really. Now we need 1 piston and 1 sticky piston. So let's go ahead and grab our pistons, which are here. We're going to grab that. We're going to go ahead and take a piston, make it a sticky piston, and this, and then this, and then now we have a storage bus. Limitless potential. Sweet. So the storage bus, the plan for it is it's going to go right here. We're going to make this maximum priority. Everything's going to try and go in there first. So remember in AE2, which is an add-on for applied energistics, AE2, we were talking about wireless connectors. Now we can't really make this very easily yet. I guess we kind of can, but and it's not super important, so we're not worried about it. We need some flux cables. I'm not sure where my I bet they're upstairs actually. We'll grab these to put away. Flux cables. Processors. We want this. That can go away. So what we're going to do is, our rooms are approximately the same size. So we're going to mark this area ME terminal. Confirm. And the coordinates are 90 minus 26, 0. So it should be directly below us. Hey look, it's directly below us. Now I'm actually going to make several of these terminals. We are kind of going to have to play with things a little bit, as far as they do not have power on their own, and you can only connect 8 things total to it, which is a little bit of a hassle. I mean, especially if you want to do anything. So now we can go ahead and do this. Devices online. We have access to everything in our storage system. And now we don't have to look around quite as much. And the reason I put the first terminal up here is we're going to be using this stuff to begin setting up all of the other things that we want to do with this. How cool is this though? I really like this. So we have this, we can do this. We're going to need another illuminated panel. So in order to make another crafting terminal, we're going to need another calculation processor, which is going to require a printed calculation circuit, which is going to require pure Certus quartz. So we're going to take another Certus quartz. We'll take an uncharged one. We'll actually take a couple of these. We're going to grab some sand. See how much faster this is? I love this. Throw that in there and let it go to town. So I'm planning on putting all of the essences on this wall until I run out of space, and then we'll work from there. I can't wait until I have another terminal here. I'm just gonna pop it right there. Let's get a few of these going. I'll come back for the thing. I really need a backpack or something. I do. Although once we get wireless stuff going, then we're just going to use the entire system as our giant backpack, and that is much better. So I think what we can do is we can go ahead and get rid of this cobblestone we're carrying around, because that would have been from our thing. Alright, so we've got 10 more that are about ready. Sweet. So we'll chuck this in here. We'll grab these. So we're going to need a calculation press. And set that down. So what we'd like to do is, so right now we have everything going into our drawer controller. And that's fine for the moment. But if we want to make our system better, we want to start directing it into the AE system. And then have it sort to the controller as necessary. So it'll store things that are in there, hopefully, and anything that runs over won't clutter the ender chests. They'll go into a backup storage system. All right, so one of the ways that we're going to be needing to handle this is this. All right, so we can do that. We can do that. We're going to need some more pistons. So, pistons. We have 14 in the system. How great is that? We're going to need an inscriber. Oh, inscriber. So we're going to need sticky pistons. So we'll do it with orange slime. Slime. Ball. Wait. Why is that not visible? Is it magma slime? Let's see, dark. Oh, it's not picking up any of the trees. None of these trees are being picked up. Oh. Well, of course they're not being picked up because they're not attached. I am foolish. So, two. So what we can do for this is, because I want this to stay decorative, is if we do that, that attaches the slimes. Then we can do that and that. And then that and that. And then we can do the same way over here. And if I were smart, I would simply have moved this like so. That is not a thing that I am. All right. So now our slime balls are connected. And that's actually going to be a major issue, is making sure that all of your stuff actually is where you want it to be. So if we're making inscribers, inscriber. How many do we want? So we have 3 presses. So and we've got 2, so I think we want 7 more. So we need 14 of these. Slime, 1, 2, 1, 2. 7. Inscriber. Oh, I keep forgetting inscriber. Alright, so we do this, and that's going to give us the other 8 that we need. Use up the rest of our thing. Now we want the advanced inscribers. So we've got the calculation circuits here. We're going to want to go like so. Come on. So. Like so, and then like so. So we're probably going to need to go ahead and take some more. I feel like we're doing great at this point. I mean, we've got power going, we've got some automation going. Power's not super great. That is getting in the way everywhere. So I'll put this in here for the moment. We're actually going to find a forever home for it at some point, but I'm not sure where that point is. Alright, so we do this. Oh, it's not calculation? Which one is it then? So, inscriber. Engineering, so the ones with the diamonds. So let's grab some diamonds. We need 16 of them. So this is why you pay attention. We're also going to need silicon. Silicon. We have 15. I will have to make a silicon chicken at some point. So let's pull these out. Begin doing that. Begin doing that. Throw this in here. Throw those in there. Alright, so now I think we need to get into how to make silicon. So there's a couple of different silicons in this. We have silicon from Applied Energistics, which we can get from chickens, we can get from smelting Ceres quartz. We can also get from using a material stonework factory and giving it power and then asking for silicon. So it's just grind, and then we get it. So from Ender.io, the only place to get it is from the loot crates, which is not our thing. And then we can use either the silicon essence thing. Can we do this? Essence. So if we do this, now we have a master stone on us, but I'm okay not using it until we have to. We may be having power issues actually. So we'll grab that, and then we want silicon seeds are going to require this, it's going to require that, it's going to require that. We can do this. And then we're going to do this. Then we're going to do that. And then we're going to do that. And that gives us silicon seeds. So, helpfully, we've already got a setup to have these going. So we can chunk this in the next available thing here, let it go to town, and then when we start getting silicon essence, we'll give it a home. So it should appear right there. So that would be snow, I think, which we have a compacting drawer for, because I think there's a snowball chicken in there. Alright, so we can chuck this in here. We want to grab the silicon. We want to grab a drawer. If I were a drawer, where would I hide? There. So we'll pop that there, pop the silicon in it, give it a void upgrade for later. And now, all of our silicon should be going into the drawer. We don't have a lot of it yet. But we do have some. So, silicon, we have 5. So we have this done. We can pull this out, put the silicon in. We can get our silicon inscriber. Toss that in there. How exciting is this, right? Silicon. So we're up to 7. Now, in order to make our silicon, it only requires 3. So we are not doing too badly as far as that goes. So we have these. We've got redstone. I think we can get rid of the glowstone. So now, once this stack of silicon is done, we're going to go ahead and start making additional inscribers so we can speed this process up. Now, this isn't going to get us through all of our inscribers. But it's going to get us closer. 1, 2, sweet. So, inscriber, it's this. We now have a second advanced inscriber, so I can just go ahead and chunk that there. Hopefully it works. Silicon, go. Let's get the rest of our inscribers. So we're going to need some hoppers. That is not a hopper. So that finishes 1. We're going to need 12 more. Should be that. Pull our silicon down, slap it into there. So we can actually tell it to keep. There we go. Advanced inscribers, go. So now we're actually starting to really get somewhere with our crafting. And coincidentally, it is now time to go. So our last two here. There they are. So that's all the inscribers that we're basically ever going to need. Once you place them, they don't like to stack. So once we get a little bit further along as far as wiring and stuff like that, we're going to start getting into advanced AE2 stuff. So like I said, right now we can only have up to 8 things attached to the cable. But once we have a controller, which is basically a central processor for it, we can set up a lot of different things. And it will greatly free up or greatly add to our flexibility and ability to use the AE system to its fullest potential. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. If you did, go ahead and leave me a like. If you didn't, don't. Simple as that. Might help to know what you didn't like if you aren't interested in leaving a like. You know, so I can improve things. Questions, comments, concerns can all go below. I hope you folks have a great